Hi everyone, welcome to the stream.
Hardcore.
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 We're close.
We're close. We're close to having a fun time.
Yeah, I am looking forward to this because uh it has been a while since I played Disco Elysium. I mean, like we played through it together. Feel like around this time last year, in fact.
Something like that. Yeah, it was before the final cut was out.
Yeah, and it was before we started streaming, and it was after we'd got into Final Fantasy 14. So like,
That's true. Yeah, it was one of those games where I played it, got really into it, and wouldn't stop pestering Jax until she started playing it too, and then I made her stream it to me.
yeah, it was great fun. Like, um, absolutely, always recommend playing games with someone you love because
hmm
mwah.
Mwah.
Also you can
So
do
you get
funny
to see
voices.
all her. Yeah, you can do funny voices and get to see all her reactions to the exciting parts you can't wait for, like when you find out that you were Disco Elysium the whole time.
Uno doesn't fucking care. Oh my goodness.
Sounds like how I got my friends that are into Monster Hunter into Monster. That's how I got Jackson into Monster
Yeah, pretty much,
Hunter.
pretty much.
I was playing Monster Hunter World, and I'm like, "Damn, this is fun! I want to make Jax enjoy this too.
Okay.
I want Jax to fight a pickle."
So I'm gonna have to real quick look up how exactly the integration works because I have no goddamn idea. Like, it should be up and working, but like I
Yeah,
don't seem
we'll
to have a
see.
menu or
There,
something.
the button was there before. It's presently. Oh no, it's still there. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Y'all should see a little ugly detective man hanging out on the right side of the screen. We're me asked if we're going to keep the voices off or on. We're going to do the halfway where all the voices except for our detectives' inner thoughts are going to be on, and we will be doing the inner thoughts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because the character voices are pretty good. The inner thoughts in the funny cut, the final cut, sadly are voiced by one person, which
It's weird.
admittedly they have a great vocal range, but still it feels.
He's got a great voice, but he doesn't really do voices, and he voices like 24 main characters. It's just kind of a weird decision. I don't know. Alice wants to know what weapons we main in Monster Hunter. During World, I mained. Well, I picked it up around uh, Generations, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, I think, um, where I did a lot of. I don't remember what I think I did Hammer back then, but for Worlds, I did a lot of Insect Glaive, eventually moving to Switch Axe. So I guess
Yeah.
Switch Axe is my main, but I also try to. I like to vary it up a lot. So I do a little bit of bow. I've been doing a little bit of Sword and Shield with Rise.
Let's see. My when we were
Oh, I did a
playing it.
lot of Gun Lance too, way
Oh
back in the
yeah,
day.
yeah, yeah. When we were playing it on PS4, I used a long sword for a good while, and got okay with it. And then when we started playing it on PC, I started using the charge blade, not realizing that's apparently one of the hardest weapons to get to grips with. At least I think it's the charge blade. It kind of
Yeah,
like you charge it up and it does have a funny combo thing. Like it feels like it should also be called the Switch X, but it's not because
yeah.
it like becomes an X. Oh, Cora, I'm sorry. Well, thankfully, Disco Elysium is a game that without trauma at all.
Oh
I,
yeah, only good vibes in Disco Elysium.
yeah, I guess right out of the gates, we gotta give some big content warnings for um, like suicidal ideation just almost immediately. And
Drug use
drug,
heavily.
uh, heavy alcohol use, and just uh, your character here, this wonderful mutton chopped man, um, he's a fuck up, but he's our fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, would we be able to put up a content warning banner? Um, you can do that, yeah.
That might be a way to go.
Okay.
Um, while you're messing with that, when I played through this game originally, I went with I don't remember my exact stats, but I went pretty high with um, the second one, PSY. What does that stand for? Psych.
Mhm.
I went high psych and int. I think I tagged Inland Empire also, so I was very weak, not very agile. Um, that was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with that, and I think you did something kind of similar. You maybe flip flopped a little bit.
Yeah, I think I uh, pretty much went with what my usual steez is in these things and went with an extremely brainular, talky character. And I also had one body or whatever the health thing is, which was
Yeah,
great because that meant that I was constantly at risk of just keeling over and dying.
looked at a light bulb too hard a little bit and died almost immediately.
Oh my god. No, legit, like we tried to get a tie off of a fan, failed to, and died. Like,
He's got a bit of a weak heart, our boy, but it's okay because he's also got a really weak brain, so he's just kind of a mess. I like there's a lot of good there's a lot of love for this game. There's a lot of good essays like out about this game and the sort of stuff that it covers, and it really does cover a lot of interesting stuff. I find it funny that a question that gets asked a lot is, isn't this game made by and for a bunch of communists? Why is the main character a cop? And it's like, well, to be fair, he's a piece of trash, and everybody in this game hates the cops and doesn't take them seriously anyway. So it handles it pretty well.
mhm.
Um, oh, Alice has never heard of this game. This is a fantastic game. This is like it's an RPG, but there's no combat, which is on its own is such an exciting premise that I was down to try this no matter what it was about. And it turned out to be really, really, really good also. So
Yeah, absolutely. Like, um, okay, is that content warning banner readable enough? Uh,
it probably will be once we get past this screen. There's like a white background behind it, but
I can bump up the font size a little bit.
yeah.
Boop. And I'll bump up the size of the outline as well to.
You maybe invert the colors on that.
Oh, but then it's not going
Oh,
to be
that
any
actually
good.
works. Yeah,
Yeah,
that looks good.
I want to make that purple a little darker.
The most tabletop RPG of any video game you've ever played. Yeah, I hear that a lot about this too.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it compares favorably to things like Planescape Torment. Um, I mean, Vixie, I definitely recommend just hanging out for a little bit to get some ideas of how the game plays out of the gate.
Yeah, you might not want to watch later streams because it'll start spoiling stuff. But there are so many skills in this game, and you'll see that which skills you favor radically alter the sort of conversations and stuff you have. So watching the first stream to just kind of see what this game's like and picking different skills from us is going to vastly alter your experience. So if you're
Mhm.
curious, I would say you might want to stick around for at least a little bit tonight.
Yeah.
But I do recommend this game quite heartily.
Oh my god, yeah, absolutely. And in fact,
And
it
good.
is
We're
it
perfect.
it is currently, I think, 60% off on the current Steam sale. So that makes it
Ooh.
a really good deal right now. So hey, no, not we're not going to do all ones.
Mhm.
What do we want to go with? I kind of want to. Uh,
So I did high psych. You did high intellect. I
mhm.
kind of want to try like a motorix maybe to see. I want to do
Yeah,
something real different from how we played this before.
yeah. Do we want to be genius motorix and just bad all around
I
otherwise?
I would say we could be pretty good motorics and maybe put some into physique. I don't know. Do we want to have terrible intellect and psyche? Maybe maybe a teens of intellect.
Yeah.
Just like a two, yeah. And then I don't know where that four goes. Yeah,
And we can be beefier, or we can be a little bit more emotionally
slightly less
intelligent.
emotionally dead.
I mean, how's that look?
That could be fun. Caveman cop.
Oh, big, strong,
Big
fast, and a bit of an emotional wreck.
bit of an emotional wreck.
Hmm.
On point, to be fair, with the emotional wreck part.
I mean, I kind of like that because I like the thought of us not playing to averages here.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, I'm good with this. I'm good with the spread. Now I get to tag our signature skill.
I really want to tag Shivers. Shivers is such a cool skill. It is like, well, as it says there, raise the hair on your neck, tune into the city. Coolest four, city lovers, the wisest of the streetwise, the generally supernatural. Shivers come when the temperature drops and you become more keenly aware of your surroundings. It enables you to hear the city itself, to truly belong to the streets. It is a supernatural ability. Old wrongs play out in present time. Scenes across the city happen in front of you. But who is speaking to you? At high levels, shivers may make you seem mad to the outside world. As you listen to the city, you don't listen to others. Your superiors may begin to worry. With the lower shivers, though, you will seldom hear the city speaking to you. If you cannot hear it, how will you ever save it? Which is just fucking really cool.
It's very very cool. It's the sort of like the sense, or you see someone in just the right light, and you feel like you can know a part of themselves just because of the way you see them at that moment of the day, or you look at a building in a certain light, and it gives you old memories of cities, and it's good as heck.
Isn't intellect one dangerous if you're supposed to be a detective? I ask
Probably.
you I ask you to look at
Probably.
the police force in real life and how few murders they actually solve. To our credit, I think we're actually going to solve this murder, maybe. Who knows?
Hmm.
Okay, well, we got a signature skill. Shall we?
Sweet. Let's do it.
Furies are at home in the mirror. It is their address. Even the clearest water, if deep enough, can drown. R.S. Thomas.
Rumpelstiltskin Thomas.
Oh, really? This is supposed to be. This
What
is
is it
supposed to
not?
be voiced.
Does it not voice those?
It should do. Okay, so we've got a couple of things here. I'm just gonna click this button and find out what that does.
Okay.
Okay, chat, what the fuck did that do?
Didn't seem to do much of anything.
Hmm. Weird. Well, whatever.
We'll figure it out.
Do you want to do your best ancient reptilian brain?
Okay, I'll do my. This voice and the other voice that we're going to meet here in a minute are the only ones that are distinct from our skills. And I thought this mode was supposed to keep these thoughts too, but
It is
apparently
supposed
not.
to, yeah.
I'll try. There's nothing, only warm, primordial blackness. Your conscience ferments in it, no larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever.
Never, ever, ever.
Never, ever, 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 baby.
Okay.
An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
Okay, I'm gonna click this button to see if this is actually working. So I think, chat, you
Ooh.
might be able to vote on that? Question mark? Is it working?
Um,
Hmm.
I don't
Hmm.
see any options.
Uh, hold that thought for a moment, folks. This should be working. Okay. Just a moment for the stream to load on my side.
Mhm. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Yeah, you have to vote, though I don't know where that voting is meant to happen. It should be working.
Seems like you're supposed to hit that little button and it should like have the voting options there.
Yeah, Wicked should.
Hmm.
Sorry, Alice. This was meant to be like a Disco Elysium with crowd control, and it's not working! Hooray!
Ah, beans.
Hold that thought real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's all going to pieces. Ah, beans, ah, heck, ah, beans.
Oh no, oh, dang, oh, crumbs.
Don't take me to Twitch Creator Camp. I need to check my extensions.
You're going to camp.
Oh my god, not again! I clicked on extensions!
Do you want to extend your Twitchy member?
Gross!
Wait, sorry, I said that bad. You know what I mean. This is an inordinate amount of time. I can say that.
Okay, I have no idea what's going on. It should be working. It clearly isn't. We're just gonna play Disco Elysium. Sorry, folks.
I guess if y'all feel very passionate about an option, just chime in
Yeah.
and we can do it that way.
This is great.
Yes, it is.
Give me some more.
You got it, sweet brother. Nothing upon nothing upon nothing.
How about you cough up some more of that sweet oblivion?
Coming right up, sir. Smooth passage.
Alonzi, let's go.
All right, nothing town to fuck all borough.
Look, there's I am tired of being this type of animal, and who gives a shit?
Not you. Your days of giving a shit and being that type of animal are over.
Oh, don't stop. Keep singing. Sing me the song of death.
The song of death is sweet and endless. But what is this? Somewhere in the sore, bloated man meat around you. A sensation. Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
Mother, help me. There's a head attached to my neck and I'm in it.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it an ungodly headache.
Oh, someone, cut my head off. It's trying to murder the rest of me.
A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound, a clarion call from hell.
And here's our lad, everyone.
Rise and grind, everybody.
Christ, a natural
Don't
20.
nobody notice. Nobody notice. I love our character portrait, by the way.
It's terrifying. This magnum-sized bottle of Commodore Red is empty. It's like someone tore out the tape while the song was playing. The reel-to-reel tape player is still on, rolling empty.
This sure is a man, all right. The pinnacle of a miserable little pile of bullshit.
You must value privacy. The door's been locked from the inside. I don't think you can walk out with no pants. Oh, we've got a
Oh
thought.
yeah, you can play the whole game with no pants if you really want to. Oh, we're gonna have to keep track of who's voicing what
Okay.
part of this detective.
You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. It says whirling in rags on the aluminium keyring. There's a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched in it. It should open the door.
I'm the profile picture. Oh yeah, look, it's me. I'm the detective.
Oh my god, you're right. We should maybe move us a little bit, huh?
Maybe just a scooch, huh?
Okay, hold that thought while I do that.
So all your senses are different personalities narrating your life. More or less, honestly, yeah. They're all different aspects of our detective's brain, and they're all very active characters and participants in the game in their own special way. The more points you put into them, the more often they'll chime in with stuff.
Yeah.
One of the really exciting things that this game does that I've never seen another game before too is that putting more points into a skill like savoir faire or whatever doesn't necessarily make them better, it just makes them stronger. You can make them too strong and they start over asserting themselves and getting you into a trouble, which is really cool.
It's neat. Words fail to describe how rank it smells in here. They should have sent a poet. You see bottles in the bathtub, wine, beer, and sweet liqueurs. A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce display of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Hot water sprays from the base and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just the outline of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor. Really, all recollection of the person you are, the people in your life, and even the world you're in has drowned in a sea of blood alcohol. This was no mere night of drinking, it was a deluge of world-ending proportions.
Golly.
You slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror.
Abort! You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see in there, and you will never unbecome it.
Maybe I should touch it first, make sure there's nothing wrong with my face. It's definitely something wrong with it. Where to begin? It's the bloatedness, the swollenness. It's like there's an upholstery of alcohol underneath your skin. At least my tongue is okay. It's not. It's swollen and snail-like, wriggling between your fingers. Let's find out what we look like. Behold, a
Oh my
man!
god, hideous. We look so much worse in the profile than we do in this.
I know.
We look so just anemic.
You have no idea who this thing is, do you? Of course I do. Is it some kind of superstar? I think I'm a superstar. It appears you're also dead. There's clear rigor mortis on your face, or is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why? Okay. I think it's because we're a superstar. Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself. No! This is what superstars do.
Keep making the face.
You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You've worn that grin into your face and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What's the emotion you're trying to convey? Superstardom?
Superstar.
You should check yourself for a pulse, superstar. From here, it looks like a cadaverous spasm.
Oh dear.
Check for pulse. You find no sign of life on your swollen neck. However, putting your hand on your chest reveals an irregular heartbeat. You appear to be alive for now.
Game mechanics, game mechanics, game mechanics. These white options are gated by dice rolls. And the white ones mean that we can retry them if we improve the relevant score or find an item that might help us complete the task. So, oh dear.
We've got big brains.
Whenever you see 3%, that basically means we have to roll double sixes.
Yeah.
That's the lowest we can get.
Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all you know for now. Okay, we got a shirt.
Look at us. We're practically together.
We're practically clothed.
It's just like clothes.
Disco-ass blazer. Looks like someone skinned this blazer off some long extinct disco animal. There's an enigmatic white rectangle on the back and the right sleeve.
It sure does.
The white satin shirt used to be fancy. It used to really catch the light. Now it smells like someone took a piss in the armpits.
Ugh.
These golden bell-bottom trousers are flare-cut. Normal bell-bottom trousers would be boot-cut, but these are far from normal. They're someone's piss-soaked, cum-stained party pants.
Oh.
Wonderful. Let's take a look at the window real quick. The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. Look out. Morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and some war-torn buildings. Assess the damage.
The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside.
Did I break this with my own hands?
A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent.
What did this then?
More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact.
Wait, what am I doing?
Something you've done before.
Assess the size of the impact.
Too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. Like the green shoe that's on the hat rack in the corner, which, coincidentally, is missing its friend. Congratulations. You smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you can still find the other on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room.
Maybe it wasn't me?
You mean someone else took your shoe off and smashed the window with it?
Should go and get the shoe. A cool wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold. All that remains to find the other shoe. Okay, this is... This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades.
Do it. Do it.
A terrible mistake! Turn the lights off immediately! You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in your brain. It's just a little hangover-induced photosensitivity. Don't overreact. Bring it on. Little black spots dance on your retinas. It's almost pleasurable.
Cool. So here's a fun thing about this game for those who don't who are new to it.
Yeah.
So we have 2 health bars. You can see above our portrait we've got our health and we've got our morale. Those are determined by various stats, 2 of our skills. It is very possible to have only 1 hit point in one or both of these. As you can see, we have 4 health and 2 morale. And if we were to have failed that pain threshold check, we would have taken damage. If we only had 1 hit point, we would have died just now from turning the light on.
Yep.
We would have absolutely just had a heart attack and beefed it right here in the first room. You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap! It's released from the blade.
What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose.
Are we a vampire or something? No, we're just alcoholic.
Blades come squeaking to a halt. Oh, I could have made that easier on myself.
Mm-hmm. But now you have this cool-ass tie.
Necktie is adorned with a garish pattern. It's disturbingly vivid. Somehow you feel as though it would be wrong to ever take it off. It's your friend now. You'll betray it if you change it for some boring scarf. Something on the table, Mabel. Money!
Money. We're rich.
Finally. Oh, and distantly the Whirling in Rags theme plays.
Mm-hmm.
Reale Rich. Very good. 10 out of 10. The smell of the sea makes you dizzy. Oh. Gust of briny wind washes over you. There they both are. 2 identical shoes, both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin, reunited on your feet. How do they fit? Good. They're balanced, comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told. Yeah, periodically those little thoughts will appear around our heads and we can do something about them.
Mm-hmm. The color denotes the aspect of our brainulus that it's going to relate to.
Yeah. So, yellow's the agility and...
Yellow is motorics. Red is physique. Purple is psyche, and blue is intelligence.
Oh, yep. Right there. Sometimes the thoughts are better to ignore. That's true.
Also true.
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips.
Her eyes are brown, and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28.
Officer, am I military personnel?
No.
Wait, I know, I'm a businessman. Chief Executive Officer, right. The young woman shakes her head slowly. Okay, Chief Technical Officer?
No. You're a police officer, sir.
Are you sure?
I am, yes. Unless you've been feeding us a set of very well-rehearsed lies all this time.
Those are some amazing bangs, yeah. All this time?
You've been here for 3 days. On official police business, no less.
And what business is that?
Couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
Red checks can be attempted only once.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember being a cop or anything else.
Could it be because of the drinking?
She raises an eyebrow. The cigarette sizzles.
She hasn't had time to put her makeup on. This is her morning cigarette. She looks tired, her beauty waning faster than it ought to at her age.
I should get going now.
Of course. Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
Something stirs in you as she's about to go. Called an instinct, a need. The need to ask questions. It's like you've said the words a million times before. She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes. Hey, before you go, I have some questions for you.
Yes.
What is it they have against the police here?
The dock workers are pretty cocky. They think they're police enough. At least here on the coast. I can't say about the rest of the city.
Where exactly is here? Where am I?
You're in a hostel, sir.
No, where are we? Where in the world?
We are in Revachol.
Revachol forever.
Forever and ever.
And ever and ever.
Amen.
You want to take shivers?
Sure. And ever, out of the corner of your eye, you see the hair on the back of your hand standing on end. It feels as though low-grade lightning is coursing through you. You must be hypersensitive from the hangover.
Is it 51 now?
It's 51.
What century?
The current century?
And what's that? What number?
Centuries don't have numbers. They have names. And this is the current one.
How many centuries have there been then?
Civilization has existed for 8,000 years, sir.
What's so funny?
You're right. There is nothing funny about civilization.
Civilization 6 is serious business. Your room's almost next to mine. Did you hear anything last night?
There was the usual ruckus. Loud disco music.
Did I have any visitors?
I couldn't say. It's impossible to hear people speaking from over here.
Loud disco music?
Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestration prime among them.
She raises an eyebrow, waiting for the name to connect with you.
Oh, were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course. Like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on.
Mostly just gets hard, doesn't it?
It would appear so. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped and there was a change of pace.
What happened?
A slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of the time, you were yelling along to it.
Was I singing this?
Yes, there was a church in there. A really small church. Like the smallest, saddest church in the whole world. It was about that. And also,
What else?
that it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a winded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it.
Do you mean that in like a cool way, like a wild beast?
Yes. It was very cool.
And what happened?
Then you started screaming and trashed the place.
You sure I wasn't being assaulted?
No, it didn't sound like there was a fight. It sounded like someone was trashing their room. A window was smashed. The tape player, probably. The song stopped. And furniture, too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out.
Please tell me there wasn't anything else.
There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable.
Wanted to be a brand new animal.
I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then, around 4 or 5. And that was it.
Okay, you can go now.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Just want to be a kitty girl.
There's a nice long stub in the ashtray. It's still smoking. Oh, sippy, sippy, hydrate, hydrate.
Sippy time.
The weekend edition of the satirical newspaper Trompe le Monde. Trompe le Monde. Picture of the world? Something like that?
Probably.
Get what?
Get ready for a whole bunch of us trying to pronounce French words.
Oh my god, yeah, so much. So much of it. What was the skill? Which skill?
No, it was the name of a magazine. Trompe le
Oh.
Monde.
Yeah.
Or Trompe le Monde.
Summer door closed for the winter.
Duh.
This is where the lyrics would be. Big old karaoke mic just waiting for someone to sing into it. Speakers connected to the radio. Music is seasoned with static.
You should totally sing karaoke here the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know of your vast oceanic soul.
My soul's cubic content is obscured by the hangover.
Of course, at this point, precise measurements of your soul can only be performed from the outside. It needs to be heard.
Is this blind? This is not blind. We have played through this before. We were hoping to do this with the Twitch integration, but it seems to be broken right now. So, that's unfortunate. Oh, fool the world. Okay.
Through a PA system. By other people.
Whether they like it or not, ram it up their ears, says your adrenaline gland. Violently express yourself. This goes well with the theory that I'm developing, that I'm a down on my luck superstar person.
Who is mistakenly identified as a cop for his prominent jawline. Yes, sounds likely. You should probably go on stage and pose for a moment when you're done with this, though. See if it works.
What should I sing when it comes to it?
You should sing the sad small church song from that tape you found. Thought it was obvious.
They'll really get a gauge on my soul with that one.
Serves them right. Wipe that smirk off their face with your sad, tragic small church song. Who's laughing now? No one.
I think this is still you.
Oh, you would need another copy of the tape first, though. The one upstairs is destroyed.
Finish the thought. Finish the thought. This feels right. You belong here. The water cooler. A large bubble is rising to the surface. Just take that real quick.
Well, that belongs to the people, and we are the people.
The menu's been wiped clean. Only the word Monday is written on it. Ugh, Mondays, am I right?
I'll have the Monday for breakfast, thank you.
A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance and looks down again. Look at the stuffed bird. A competent worker taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs, one of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall.
A small engraved steel tag says, The Great Skua. Stercorarius Skua.
Can I help you with that?
Look, your buddy is over there.
He looks at the doors where a man in a bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor.
Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
What do you mean, my buddy? He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead. Are you the bartender?
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
He's very animated all of a sudden. This seems like a touchy subject. What's the difference? No, you look like a bartender.
That period of my life is over. Not everyone who stands behind a counter is a bartender, okay? I'm the cafeteria manager.
What's the difference?
I have 3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here, not me. I'm only standing in.
You know, I feel like the voice we gave Gart when we were playing through this on our own is pretty close to this. Where did this Sylvie go?
She just, you know...
Oh. No follow-up questions, I guess. Door is bolted. A sign reads, Kitchen reserved for personnel until 1300. The soft purr of an electric juicer comes from the kitchen. Someone is working.
Wow.
Inside, you catch a glimpse of union paraphernalia, a strike poster, some red pennants.
What is all these onion paraphernalias?
A sign reads, Mess Hall reserved for union members. Doors open 1600. Yeah, half-light's a really cool skill.
Mm-hmm.
It does have some full light consequences, but, you know.
Oh, dear.
A bottle of rum has been knocked over. Beautiful dark liquid is spilling out. Don't you sometimes get a thought to just kind of put your...
Kind of slurp it up off the table, yeah.
Look, Gordon, a meme.
Oh.
A man is sleeping at the table, wearing mud-caked boots and rolled-down overalls. The back of his shirt reads Wild Pines, encircled by a logo with a tree.
A colorful piece of plastic is dangling from his carabiner. Makes your fingers itch.
On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of the headache medicine. Yoink. Man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
Yay.
Inspect the piece of plastic on the carabiner. It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit. A young, able-bodied man stares back at you from the photo. Santiago S. John.
Ooh. Hey.
It's you.
Your fingers find their way under the shackle, flicking open its spring-loaded gate. The metal loop holds the plastic ID in a leather-bound pocketbook.
And the man? The man emits a loud snore. Is he about to wake up? Doesn't look like it, but you never know. Better be quick. Steal the document?
Oh, you slip the plastic ID card out of the loop and pocket it. The man continues to snore.
I don't feel particular need to steal his money as well.
Just his identity. That's the better option here, definitely, for sure.
Look, I felt compelled. I have woken up. I have no idea what I am, who I am.
You just
So I'm
decided to rob this man's identity since you don't have one of your own.
Exactly.
You need it more than he does at this point.
Yeah. Okay.
There is only one way to awake this bone idol from his slumber. Roar like a hurricane, rip the buildings from the earth. Yes.
Why the yelling, man?
The 30-something man slowly lifts his head and gives you a pensive look.
That's not even untrue.
I feel like we've got it. Like, we're kind of playing our disaster human as the world's most middle-aged 5-year-old right now. So.
We did just kind of yell to see what would happen.
You've seen the future. Now, if you excuse me again, officer.
The worker sinks back onto the table, ready to continue his nap. See anything interesting in your dreams?
Thank God, no.
Was the bliss for you of hex somethings? The worker stares at you, his eyes dry from sleep. A web of wrinkles covers his tanned forehead.
I don't know what you're talking about, kind sir. But when I'm out, then I'm really out. No X anything. Just quality time.
Tell me about Wild Pines.
That's the name of my employer. I work in logistics.
God, it really sounds like they just folded a Welshman in half.
Kinda did. He doesn't sound too enthusiastic about this. How's that going?
How's it going?
Oh, come on, don't...
The dock worker lets out a big yawn and then stares at the cafeteria's terrace doors.
Fuck me.
Some fingerprints
Stupid
glisten
game.
on the glass.
Hate video
Haven't
games.
you noticed what's going on outside?
I've almost never been outside of this building.
Good. We're in the middle of a strike down at the harbour, trying to force some sense into the executive board of Wild Pines. For one, I could use some more shut-eye in the mornings. Right to work, right to sleep, I say.
Are you sleeping here while the others are out striking?
They got it. Majorette's got it. He's guarding the gate. I'm just getting some sleep. Or was.
The way he says measurehead implies ultimate trust in this head reckoner's physical prowess. He seems like a worthy rival. You should slay him.
Oh my god, Who's behind organizing the strike?
We are the workers, the union. We know what we need. What's right for us.
You mean there's no leader?
Okay, I guess there's also Everard. He's in charge of the union. He's smart, knows how to negotiate. He's got our back.
Yours?
Indeed. Help yourself to some. Wait, no. Oh, it's empty. Sorry about that, pal.
Alright, I'll let you sleep. The dock worker
Wow.
doesn't answer. His head is already back down the table in sweet sleep. Okay, it's time to meet the best man.
Mm-hmm.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. You. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting.
On the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white rectangles as on your blazer.
Absolutely shake his hand.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
Lieutenant boyfriend. You realize he is waiting for your name. Well, we gotta invent a name for ourselves.
We gotta do it.
Oh,
Dang, we did it.
Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps closer to it, but there are still many to go.
it is not yet time.
Okay then.
He processes the information and disregards it.
It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
You mean him? Yeah, I just talked to him.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
What interviews?
At the 57th, we like to prepare an initial list of persons of interest, and then just skim the surface. Prepare the field, get to know the players. You don't do that? Maybe it's not an inter-district practice.
I haven't.
Okay, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case. Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
I love this. The opening to this game is purely you are having that dream where you have come to school and you're not wearing pants and you need to take an exam and you have never
Yeah.
prepared for it in your life and you
And,
also
like-
probably need to pee.
You have to pee, but you have this test on ultra calculus that you forgot to study for.
Mm-hmm.
Dead body?
I love. Look, man. You know, yeah. Dead body. Dead body. Dead body. Dead body.
I like dead bodies.
Sure. But did you take it down from the tree?
No?
So the body is still in the tree.
This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice.
It won't be the last.
It's obvious he would have preferred for the body to no longer be in the tree.
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
I can't remember anything.
I can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. But I have seen officers go through worse. Much worse. If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. But as I said, the dead body should be our #1 concern.
painkiller would be good about now? This thing is pulsating with discomfort.
The best cure for headache is, of course, morphine. They won't have that, so cigarettes will have to do.
Just going to disregard electrochemistry a little bit.
Huh?
How can you be so sure I'm from the police?
I was sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 41. You have the insignia of the citizens' militia on your sleeve and on your back. I suppose you could be impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the black market or forged it. But for now, I'm going to set those possibilities aside.
Meow,
I'm
that
not from the
bats.
inspector.
Oh no! I didn't move the hands. You know what? Perfect. Ideal, actually.
He needs them more than we do. Let's let him have this.
That's the source of the expression. He's going purr, purr, purr.
Yeah.
Oh, Inspectorate General.
Internal affairs. And I'm not them. I'm from criminal investigation.
You said insignia. These white rectangles, you mean?
Yes,
But they're just white rectangles.
they're not just white rectangles. They bear a halogen watermark with the letters RCM and a pattern resembling the street grid of Revachol West. I would ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage, but again, it's none of my concern. I just need
Sounds
you
like a
to do
threat,
your
bud.
job.
Mm-hmm. Shouldn't have a badge or something.
You mean you don't have a badge?
I have my badge. I'm a policeman and I have my badge.
Oh, if you didn't have your badge, then that would be very bad. You would need to report it on my shortwave. But since you do have it, we can go straight to the task at hand.
Let's roll.
After you, officer.
Okay. Gotta make another quick maneuver of our portraits so we're not covering up Best Boy.
Oh gosh. Will we be safe on top of their portraits?
I mean, I kind of like having us.
So it's like we're part of the party.
Exactly.
I get that, yeah.
Streamlabs. Hey, Streamlabs.
Hello.
Oh, you piece of shit software.
Uh-oh.
There we go. Much labs.
God, this music is so good.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about the quality of this song that it feels like a cold winter morning and like a hot breakfast and the smell of like diner grease.
Absolutely, yes. Okay, there we go. Oops.
Perfect. All of the music is by British Sea Power. That is true.
That's fucking cool. Okay, there we are. Let me just, Perfect. Ideal. Excellent.
Good. Good.
Royal pinball machine's unplugged.
No.
Man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching. He drops the ledger he was holding and turns to the lieutenant.
Mr. Gart, right? You run this place.
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
Ah, boof.
Kitty.
What is golden orange like a forest fire but smells like liquor?
Are you kidding me?
No, man, help me out. What is golden orange? It smells like liquor.
It's you. It's obviously you. You smell like liquor. And you're orange.
See, everyone agrees it's your color scheme. We're on the right track with this name thing.
Is this what you get when you call the police now? We've been waiting for a week here.
Sir, I understand your concern, but we are here to do a job. And for us to do it, I need you to stay calm.
Yes, of course.
I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene, but it also took you a while to call us. It was you who placed the call, correct?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
He looks behind a pile of coasters, finds a slip of paper, and hands it to the lieutenant. This sounds like something you can use to call this Sylvie later.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many, many cafeterias I manage.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
I didn't imply that. Detective.
Who, me?
Mm-hmm. I have everything. You?
Oh, do I have questions? Yeah.
Yes, he means, do
always
you
have
have questions for
questions.
me, like a police officer would?
Where exactly is the body?
Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there.
And how do we get there then?
That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit through.
Who killed him?
I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
Oh, boof boy, baby.
He's so grumpy. Let me go feed him, I guess.
He doesn't know. He just said they hoisted him up on a tree. Who is this they? Before you said they hoisted him up on a tree, what do you mean by they?
Oh, people are saying it was the union dock workers, that it was a lynching.
Who exactly is saying that?
The locals, the customers, the people who eat here. A lot of dock workers eat here. Sylvie told me everyone knows the dock workers did it.
Did the debarders themselves tell her this, or is it a rumor?
I don't really know. You'll have to ask her.
Why would the dock workers lynch this man?
I would suppose it's because they have nothing better to do.
You mean the strike?
Yes, the strike. The man they hanged was a security guard for the harbour company, I hear. A mercenary. The unionistas probably thought they'd send a message.
Did you kill him?
What are you, crazy? Of course I didn't kill him.
Suddenly you tense up. Blood is being pushed to your muscles. You should hound him on this. Hound him hard, the prey drive says. Did you kill him, Gart?
No, I didn't.
You can tell me, Gart, you killed him, right?
I didn't. I don't appreciate this. What is this?
Why did you have to kill him?
Do I have to answer him? Is this mandatory?
Did he hurt you? Is that why? Did you get some kind of sick kick out of killing him?
What are you, an idiot? I told you I haven't killed anyone.
Anyone? Have you killed someone else then? He ignores you. I have another question. Lieutenant turns the page in a little notebook he's been scribbling in. Why did Sylvie go away?
She went away because none of your business.
This is the second time you've avoided the
Oh my
subject.
God, what is your obsession with this Sylvie person? Get over it.
That's all.
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real.
Really? As you
As
blew
you blow this joint, behind you a whiny voice shouts.
Real mature, man. Real mature.
Yes?
I think you should know that I can't remember anything. I feel like I must repeat this. I don't remember anything. There was heavy drinking
Have you
involved.
tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
There's a sudden harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs. What's wrong with personal affairs?
Not a fan. It's just the nature of lieutenancy.
What should I concentrate on?
Try work, the case at hand. It can work miracles.
Boofer's starving. I just fed him. He's just yelling because it's piss time and then bedtime.
I'm completely lacking in basic information about even this organization we're in. Can you help me?
Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation.
I'm afraid this is a medical situation.
Really? You look fine to me.
I'm talking serious, unbelievable damage here. I saw myself in the mirror and had no idea who I was.
This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer.
It's not psychological. Some kind of major brain damage has occurred on unprecedented
Then
scale.
you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazareth. Was there anything else you wanted?
Tell me
What do
about
you
the
want
case.
to know?
Would you say this is a mysterious
No,
case?
It's not a particularly mysterious case.
Why not?
The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
Okay, chat. Are we thinking it's supernatural? Are we dismissive? Are we thinking labor disputes are very mysterious? Or is it sexy?
Ah, the four genders.
1, 2, 3, or 4. Sexy? Okay, I'm down for sexy. Case probably isn't mysterious, but could it be sexy?
There was some interest in this case at my station, but not for the reasons you have in mind. You seem to wish there was
Cut this boring stuff off immediately. You know what this case is about.
Are you sure there's not some sex angle we should be considering?
Good point. Martinez is famed for its occult sex murder rites. We'll get on it immediately.
God. Have to be a cult, it can just be sex murder.
That's commendable. Was there anything else?
He's basically challenging you to sex it up with some lurid twist. Don't get right into it. Sit on it a bit, then hit him with it.
From different precincts, why are we on the same case?
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
What do you mean?
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
You know what I'm in on. Retrograde amnesia.
Better still than an imbecilic cop-off.
Cop off.
It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim.
Should tell me now. This seems relevant.
Later. Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case?
Literally anything about
Maybe
it.
you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit.
The guy behind the counter thinks some union people hang
Then
there.
you are not that far behind, actually. Do you want me to brief you?
Brief. That sounds good.
3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching.
Take off your
There
pants.
is an
Full
ongoing labor
briefing.
dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Does the briefing say who the victim was?
A security guard or worker of some sort hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth.
Why didn't we know anything about the caller?
They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex.
Why hide
There's a
themselves?
strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The Dock Workers Union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Just make this perfectly clear. Our job is to find the killer.
That's right.
Wow.
Got all I need for now.
Good.
Oh, Nelly.
Oh my god. We get a +1 because there was a murder happening.
Only banal things strike you. At the core, you're a very banal person with a very small soul. One you should be ashamed of. It's no wonder the soft one doesn't want it back. It was right to abandon you.
I want to talk about
Me?
you. Yes, you.
I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
Unless you're the killer.
We're better together if you have some rapport.
That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know?
Wearing glasses.
That's correct.
That makes him a binoclard. Completely uncop material, if you say so yourself.
I'm not gonna call him a bino. Glasses are cool.
Are they? They're mostly just cumbersome.
My soul gets bigger when it gets excited. Mine too, Julie. Tell me a secret about yourself.
No.
Ask again. Your brain sends a signal to your lips. They refuse the order. Something's paralyzing them. You're pretty sure it has something to do with the lieutenant's eyebrows. Can you please take off our character's pants? It's like you're locked down. What's happening to me?
Something the matter, detective?
What's going on? It's like you're a puppet in his hands. Give up. There's nothing you can do. Lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow and you seem to regain control of himself.
Dang.
A natural 20 for you, anything. I will take off our pants just before we go and check out the body.
We'll put our own sexy, mysterious twist on this case.
Do you ever talk with yourself?
What do you mean?
You know, when you're thinking, do you ever like conversations with your brain?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So you're saying your brain never chimes in with advice or warnings or anything?
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
Lieutenant produces a small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages.
You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special.
That's all for
Yeah.
now.
Let's change the subject.
Hello, sweetie.
The elderly woman turns to you with a smile. Wait, who's Sweetie? Does that mean you like me?
You're a handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your chin. But dear, you're not for me. I'm too old and too married besides. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Her eyes glitter over the rims of her glasses as she looks up, smiling. This Lena is wacky enough for the Motley Crew to hire her on the spot. How'd you like to roll with me?
Whatever do you mean?
Oh, God.
I want you to be my wheelchaired partner in fighting crime, ridding backyards of corpses, catching sequence killers.
Sequence killers? Oh my. But I think you already have a partner, sweetie.
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree.
I know, but there are also side mysteries, sequence killers, and forays into the paranatural.
I can assure you, with absolute certainty, there are no sequence
Don't
killings
hit on her.
taking
She's in a
place
crypto.
Martinez.
It's not that kind of crypto.
There is a guy later who's into a different kind of crypto, but we don't talk about that either.
Now,
We don't talk about
gentlemen,
that guy.
no need to squabble. I wouldn't be of much use to you anyway, sweetie.
3 heads are better than 2.
Thank you, but Martinez isn't the most wheelchair-accessible place, you see. I'd slow you down. Perhaps another time.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't know where I am, or what I'm doing, or anything.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad.
I drank so hard I forgot literally everything.
Oh my. You know where we are, right?
The Whirling in Rags cafeteria. It was on my keys.
That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria itself located?
Revachol.
Yes, indeed. We are in the fine city of Revachol.
I don't know about Revachol. What kind of place is
How
this?
would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I. I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so.
What about
Revachol
roll?
is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days.
There's a pause as she studies your expression. You must look quite lost.
Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes?
It's a bad year in my late 40s or 50s. I don't even know how old I am.
There.
Uh,
The year is 51, and spring has only just started. I'm sure there are better days ahead.
She looks flustered, her hands smoothing out the creases in her blanket even as she attempts to reassure you. The lieutenant studies you, rubbing his chin.
I'm beginning to suspect that you might indeed be completely adrift in this reality, thinks the lieutenant. How can it be that bad? Never mind, we're in this now.
Outside, the melting snow seeps into cracks in the walls.
Sneeps to the cracks.
Sneep. And the walls and the cobblestone streets, all the way down to the sewers. Above ground, the first Maybells blossom. You can feel it. A great cold. Then the shiver passes.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government?
I could tell this is really sneeping in your cracks right now, so I'll just ask one more question.
I'd like to think it's the dictatorship of the proletariat, but someone tells me it's not.
Oh, sweetie. It's really not. There used to be people who thought that way. Other people who wanted those things, but they all went extinct.
Kim is invading our personal space a little bit here.
Quite tremendously.
Revachol is a
Just
zone
like
of control
body.
led by an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition.
No.
We have almost no government of our own, and certainly no dictatorship of the proletariat.
There's no government. How come there are cops?
Oh dear, this is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one yourself. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone.
She's scared now. She realized you really are brain damaged. It's the revolution you mentioned.
A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago.
What does that have to do with there not being any cops?
It has something to do with everything. I really don't know how to explain it better.
Hey, Lucky Dingo, welcome, welcome.
Welcome. Kim's really getting in there.
Kim is just
Gently nibbling your ear.
Who could tell me more?
Someone more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe
A
you should
janitor.
ask.
Wait.
No, I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez.
That's a good point. This doesn't look like Rich Central.
Of course, dear. Good luck with your case.
All the characters, no, the characters have different voice actors, but in the what do they call it? The definitive cut,
The final cut.
the final cut. All of these were voiced by one person, and bless them, they
Without
tried their best,
putting
but
any affect into any of them
yeah.
to differentiate them. Yeah. It was the original game was partially voice acted. The bigger conversations got voice acting, and a lot of them didn't. So we've got kind of a middle ground here, where the final cut also got every bit of dialogue voice acted. Some new voice actors, they couldn't get everybody back. So we've got that part on, but not the inner voice.
Time to examine the wheelbarrow. Heap of snow melts in the wheelbarrow. Neat.
Cool.
Street sign reads "Fuck the police." Pigs go home. The street name is illegible.
Ah, yes. 123 Illegible Boulevard.
There are bottles inside. You could pick them up if you had a bag. Oh.
You, by the way, promised to take off his pants.
I did promise to take off his pants. Okay. We'll deal with this mailbox and then you remind me, okay? Okay. This... Actually, Sleet, you read this one. I need to take a quick sip of water.
Okay. This Post l'Aventurière mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front.
A faint sticker on the side reads RCM Emergencies Desk 8102 with a slogan, "Mankind, be vigilant." Good mail delivery box. Box seems happy. Eat shit, pig! Fucked by the coon! And Saint G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore and...
And what? And what else, Jax?
They said mailbox! Also. Been there, post the adventure mailbox. Been there.
Ah, the mail collection box seems cathartic. Thankful, even. So do you. You shudder, then you swallow.
And suddenly you see... Oh, go ahead.
Nope, go for it. Go for it.
And then suddenly you see it. Over all the graffitos, someone has, using the tip of a very sharp knife, cut the words, Revachol forever.
We really are getting so much dialogue that I hadn't got in my playthrough from different parts.
Yeah, I'm liking this.
Hadn't had any Shivers stuff or any physical instrument stuff. Oh.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
Pants, Jax.
Oh, not now. Yes, pants.
Not now. We have pants to remove. Ah, liberating.
Standard issues dock worker shift card doubling as a worker's permit. Bottom left corner holds a picture of the man this item used to belong to. 2 of you look nothing alike, just so you'd know.
Great. You have a useless stolen ID badge.
Yes.
Huh? Kim's pretty happy about the plant. Well, Kim's pretty
At least-
neutral about the plants, but
At least the underwear's still on.
Why am I looking at this? Cop habit. You look at everything. Oh wait, this is you. Perception's you.
Yes, it is. Cop habit. You look at everything. Hard to say. Your vision is blurred and you're having difficulty concentrating thanks to your relentless hangover.
Visual calculus, reconstruct the movement.
No, these tracks are not interesting at all. Let the street sweeper just sweep them away.
Did we have a thing for...
For visual calculus?
No, I was just thinking, did we have a thing for taking some painkillers?
Oh,
Okay, let's see what Kuno's new voice actor is.
they've dialed him back a couple of notches, a couple of hundred notches.
Smells like spoiled meat and curdled dairy. A human being decomposes.
Kuno's got this.
The boy throwing rocks at the dead body can't be older than 12.
Oh yeah, Nappa Gumpy, Kuno!
Yells the other kid behind the fence. Hey kid, a word. Police business.
Right in the dick, Kuno! Get him right in the dick!
The children ignore you.
Love it in the dick.
Doop doop doo, Inspector Pantless.
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like two black holes, and his jaw is twitching as if trying to break free from the umpire of his body.
Stop using slurs at my crime scene. That's not how we do it.
Can't talk, pig. Shit's coming up strong. Throwing rocks.
Shit coming up strong. That sounds good. Joyous. You should hang out with this kid and see what juicy shit is all about.
Juicy what now?
I mean, drugs. The kid's on drugs.
Yeah, Kuno! Ride the lightning, Kuno!
Kuno's riding at sea.
He wipes sweat from his brow and sends another rock flying.
The rake, Kuno! You should throw the rake at him, Kuno!
The fuck does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener.
Kim, what should we do?
We shouldn't do anything. I don't tempt such forces.
What
You
forces?
will see.
You will see.
Are you kids siblings?
The fuck are you talking about?
Throws another rock.
He's calling us Kuno! He says we're fucking each other!
Kuno care? Kuno doesn't care about anything.
Kid, you want to hang out? I'm not a narc.
Fuck no. Kuno doesn't buy that shit. Fucking entrapment shit.
Fast. This kid's got street smarts. Look, I have questions for you.
Alright. Entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. What you got there? What you got, huh? Show me what you got.
The kid moves his hands like a basketball player, dribbling fast.
Buddy, what do you know about it?
Shitload, pig. What's your question?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno!
This is where you quickly ask him questions. Real cop questions like a cop. Do you know who he was?
Kuno's fuck imp. Kuno uses the fuck imp for target practice.
He could have just said he doesn't know.
Kuno knows shit. Kuno's not a snitch. That's all. Trying to make Kuno sing into the popo phone.
Do you know how it got up there?
Probably climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down.
So you didn't see it happening.
You heard Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional.
Where did you go then?
I don't know. Some fucking
He looks around, trying to come up with something.
Mesco or I don't know. Some other place. Night City. Kuno was in fucking Night City.
Where's Night City?
Kuno gives this info out on a need-to-know basis, and you
Was a
don't need to know. Kuno didn't smoke the gimp, if that's what you meant.
You seen anyone suspicious
Just a
around?
couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems pretty fucking suspicious to Kuno.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno!
More on this later. Right now, let's talk about something
You're
else.
testing Kuno's patience here.
Get lost,
About the crime scene. You asked kids often play in this yard.
Right, pig? This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. What do you want with it?
I might have questions later. For now, let's talk about something
Yeah,
else.
whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit.
Kuno uses a rock.
Who is Kuno?
Kuno's Kuno, pig?
He points to his chest with both thumbs. Kuno. Primal. Violent. Is that some kind of gang name?
Yeah, Kuno's in a fucking gang. In a bang gang. Kuno bangs for Magie, bangs for Mazda, bangs for Revachol.
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you! He's gonna put his hands on you!
The thing behind the fence starts squealing, shrill and violent like a fire alarm.
Pig's got Kuno! Help!
Thing is right.
The sound gets louder as the child shouts at the windows overlooking the yard.
Help! He's got the Kuno, help!
Everyone can hear. You need to get the hell out of here.
Everybody, please! He's digging his dick out!
I regret taking off the pants before this
He
conversation.
doesn't have to go that far for it either.
Alice, you were right.
Escalate, Kuno! His dick is out! You're afraid!
Pigs in here, Kuno! Somebody, please!
Oh God.
Uh-huh.
That is punch a child check, huh?
Do you want to attempt the punch a child check?
No.
Okay, good.
Are you
It-
high right now?
Help! Misters, help!
He prances around, eyes bulging out of their sockets, rolling hard, yelling at the windows.
He's flashing Kuno! He's showing his genitals! If you don't help Kuno now, it'll be too late!
Okay, let's not. We're not gonna punch the Kuno.
Look,
Kuno whispers as you retreat, vanishingly
I
silent.
know you wanted to hit me. You got that, I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up look. The Kuno's dad gets. The murder look. The rage look.
How do you know that? You can't see inside my head. Can you read my mind, Kuno?
I can. Kuno can smell that violent shit. I know what you were thinking. I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up. I'm gonna shut his shit down. You know what? You should have hit the Kuno, because now you're nothing. You're a joke to Kuno. Kuno laughs at you. King Kuno!
Kuno turned you into his prison, bitch! You're gonna be in this shit with Kuno!
No, you're not. We can just leave.
Bitch, you're gonna be in this shit with Kuno forever!
Okay.
Ah, wonderful pair. Love children.
Hmm.
There's several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
What kinds of boots?
Heavy workers' boots with reinforced toes and hobnails all over the yard.
Get an exact count.
Maybe more than 12? No, 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud.
Go over them one by one.
1. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 46. 2. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. 3. Hobnailed work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 43. Standard work boot, number 45 or 46.
Wait, which is it?
You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart as it is. The cold must have preserved them. Number 5. Another standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. Number 6. An aberration, light as air, even pace. Same make of boot, but number 41.
Male or female?
Impossible to tell. Feet aren't gendered. Could also be male. The gait is undeveloped.
Pretty good at this, aren't I?
You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. Everything else has a thin film of unimportance to it. And the tracks burn in the middle of it, in a strange, beautiful way.
Yeah, I think we passed this check last time, but considering last time we were pretty focused on the brains stuff anyway.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, the detective vision stuff that happens is pretty cool. I like it.
It is very cool. Number 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot, number 46. But the imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. Number 8. And yet another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole, however. The right sole is smoother, more worn.
How many?
Lieutenant has been tracking your eyes' movements. 8.
I was pretty off then. I counted 20.
Same guys are going back and forth.
I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary?
Pour everything into half-light. Oh my god.
Dang.
That would be wild. Light step, number
A
41.
woman? Or a kid?
Could be a woman.
Okay. How do you know?
He knows it's hard to discern sex from a person's gait.
I don't.
Understood. Anything else?
Heavy one, 200 kilogram imprint.
200? Could it be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the other who's tied up? Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built, soon-to-be-dead man.
You might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
One of them was carrying him over.
Possibly, yes.
An aberration. One soul is smoother than the other.
Interesting. Let's name it the Old Soul.
Do you have any ideas, Lieutenant?
Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer?
So one of the people we're looking for is a drummer?
No, it's not. Forget I said it. We are not looking for a drummer.
World's oldest 5-year-old happens again.
Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
Interesting. If only I had come up with that idea. He doesn't seem to hear you, looking south towards the traffic jam instead. Machines are silent. The engines are all turned off.
We should keep our
Damn
eyes
you,
open
drum on
around
a
the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no?
Yes, prudent.
Mm-hmm.
How old do you think these tracks are?
A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
I
How'd you
pulled
know?
last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
What do you think happened here?
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed, they all stood in a row here and looked at the tree.
We've been through all of it.
That was a good get.
Yeah.
I was just thinking how there's no way we were going to get the footprints.
Same. Someone's trying to grow herbs in this greenhouse.
Pretty fucked up.
Kid's ladder is rickety but still climbable. Sorry, Klimbobbly.
God damn it. I was about to thank you for saying climbable.
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. Face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like and his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth. You seem to be holding your breath. Look down. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in even through your clenched nostrils. God, what is that? Why is it so bad?
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
Okay, let go of your nose without throwing up. The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more instant and more familiar than anything you'd expected, more fever than odor. It fills your mind, flushing you from within. Try to walk away.
Content warning for barf sounds.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Sorry, we should have caught that one. Too late. It's impossible to keep it in. Your body curls and pushes it out, burst by burst, till a pool of vomit lies under your feet and your throat stings from the stomach acid.
The smell of Commodore Red rises from the pool. Among it, distilled spirit.
and bits of shish kebab.
Good.
It's okay. Happens to everyone. Keep it.
Thanks.
The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head.
You think ammonia would help?
If you can handle the headache. Some officers use it to deal with cadaverine odor.
But not you.
I can't handle the headache.
It's more likely you can handle the smell, unlike you. Oh god, same Alice, I yell. It's bad. Where do we get ammonia from?
There is freight nearby, east of the hostel. They usually have a small apothecary. If they don't...
Points to the greenhouse.
There's a greenhouse here, and a gardener with a wheelbarrow on the corner of the whirling in rags. If she works here, she might have something for the smell.
We have a pretty good endurance to start out too. That's such a tough check to pass. To be fair, a 14, which you can't get with 2d6, but
I think I'm gonna put my pants back on. I don't like looking at
Captain Buljo.
Yeah.
You gain electrochemistry by flaunting your package.
I guess. Letter R wears a crown. On the ribbon below, a light above descending. This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says whirling in rags. Why am I looking at you, trash container? Here's a trash container. Just a trash container? There's no such thing.
I'm hungry for your garbage. Your fingers start to itch just looking at that padlock.
How do we get the lock open?
We could try using a pry bar. There's one in my motor carriage,
Or, Lieutenant?
Or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit out, I think.
If only. I mean,
Let's
I
not
don't advocate kid murder.
let's not engage. Had enough for these two idiots.
Uh-huh.
No. Well, if it isn't the consequences of my actions.
A great subtitle for this video game, if I've heard it.
Oh my god, yes.
Real mature, man. What exactly were you trying to accomplish?
Oh, yeah.
You understand you still owe me money, right?
Damn, your feet thought we got away. Don't I get something for effort?
You know what? The stupid drinks you've had are on the house. You know why? Because I know you can't pay for them. Not because you ran away. Now, I still have to charge you for 3 nights and the broken window. That's 100 square.
So we're cool?
Not entirely cool. You still owe me 100 real. If you don't have it by tonight, I can't let you back up there.
Oh, beans.
Now, what the hell did you want? I assume you wanted something to come back here.
By the way, I'm going to sing karaoke here.
Absolutely out of the question.
Aw, absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger, then we sing this place to shit.
Is the trash container out back yours?
Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
Seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you. Wonder what this feeling is. Doesn't it seem callous to you, guarding even your leftovers from the poor?
Callous? What are you, Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The whirling in rags is not special in that regard.
The sad banger, the DK rap version of Rufus Wainwright's cover. Hallelujah. Well, you know, we have streamer safe mode turned on for the music, so it might well be that when we get to
Yeah, it
karaoke.
might turn into that for sure.
Okay, we need those keys.
What do you need them for?
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
Seen something here at the Whirling, Gart. A thing I need to talk
What
about.
thing?
Gart, I saw a sign that said I couldn't go into the kitchen. Why can't I go into the kitchen?
What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business.
Oh, maybe I am a cook.
You're not. You're a menace. Fine, okay.
Oh.
The kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the real cook is working. You can snoop around after that, if you must.
I saw a sign that said the mess hall's reserved for the
Yes,
union.
not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info. We don't.
How do we find
We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even striking men. If not today, then they'll be here tomorrow.
Something else I want
What?
to ask about. By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see something interesting in the Whirling later. So about that money I owe.
Yes, have you got it?
How much do I owe you
A
again?
lot. For the room and broken window, 100 real. A lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. For the
Actually,
room
let's
and
talk
broken
about something
window?
else.
Like what? I was really enjoying talking about the money you owe me.
Oh, okay, we
Goodbye.
can talk about that some more. Oh.
You want to take encyclopedia?
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure isn't it.
Do I have one?
But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere.
Marvel Hill.
Why did you say that?
Lieutenant Kitsuragi, do you know a place called Marvel Hill?
No. But isn't that an expression, not a place?
An expression?
A saying. Up on Marvel Hill, a great high place. One that is impossible to climb back to.
That doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money.
I traced the way back somehow to the exact street, the exact number on a building.
You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. Maybe a street or an apartment will appear.
Okay, and now... Okay, we don't think we can actually internalize this just yet, but...
Sure we can. We get 3 to start off, I think.
Oh, do we? Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So this is the thought screen, which, let's rewind. Trace your drunken steps back home. Jump across the raised channel bridge southwest of here, fall over, get up, get off the asphalt in 20 minutes, shuffle your feet through courtyards, scaring little children. Go to the great raised motor tract, the 881, till you reach Le Domaine Eminent in North Jean Rock. The streets are frozen this time of year, caked with ice. Walk down Main to perdition. The side alley there and your footprints in the mud.
Go.
I should have picked Hobocop. I've not done Hobocop.
Uh-huh.
God, that tip there made me think that reading was just, you know, pastime. But nah, you can, like, you can learn stuff from books, and in the game too.
Yeah, it's true.
padlock with the key. With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid.
Don't! Maybe you shouldn't.
What's this?
Just a feeling. A warning from some part of you.
Open the lid. Smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
Look under the boxes of carton.
What? The boxes of cartons?
I don't know.
Okay.
You see milk, an egg rest with one broken egg in it, some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages feels somehow familiar.
You've done this before. The movements are recorded in your elbows, the methodology in your fingers. You're used to this.
Used to what? Dumpster diving?
No, searching for evidence in the trash.
Dive further. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below and turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
Turbo noodles!
Noodles. Pick at the rags. Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of
Oh my
denim
God.
trousers.
They're whirling. They're going to attack.
Oh no! As legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
Are these the victim's clothes? The smell is not nearly as bad as the cadaver. These clothes should not have been in contact with the deceased for more than 2 days after his death.
Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. Drop them in here, officer.
Donkey Kong.
By early stages, you mean these were taken from no more than 2 days after
Yes.
his death?
I think the clothes were taken off to get to that armor he wore, then discarded. They must have stripped him of it fast too, the scavengers, in a matter of days. Guitar-marked blue jeans. Pockets empty, or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too, a white belt. The loops appear stretched, but the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye. Reach for it. A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus. Ugh. Bag the shirt.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. An old yellow mug catches your eye, but other than that...
Turn-out towel, a mug, that's all.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
You think someone from the whirling might have been involved?
Not
maybe?
really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
You need to ask the kids who put him there.
The fuck's he on about? Kids? You hear that, Kuno? He thinks you're an infant or something.
See?
Okay. Search the food waste. It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels mostly. Unidentified sludge and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, what's this? Huh? A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something. Pick it out. Something larger. A clipboard. Blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. Look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes written in a man's handwriting.
Officer,
Man,
is
right.
that your paperwork?
No, it can't be.
Yes, it is. Look. This plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form.
A miserable looking slip of paper sticks to the board.
If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash?
I think I didn't want to be a cop anymore, so I threw it away.
Well,
He doesn't know what to say.
lucky we found it. You should take stock of what remains. just to be sure some has not made it into the hands of the RCM's adversaries. Organized crime and the like. There might have been police secrets in your notes.
Okay, I'll do that.
It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
Getting that mug too. You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron. An antique? Only in its social sensibility. Take the mug.
Mm-hmm.
Lieutenant briefly glances at the mug, then returns his sight to the trash. Container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Broken-eared mug somehow made its way into the whirling rags dumpster. Depicts a person of Samoan descent frolicking in a field of saffron flowers, buck-toothed and grinning feeble-mindedly. Seems to be a cheap knockoff of some colonial-era antique.
Sounds about right.
Just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much. Oh boy. It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner. Anything else? It's a piece of toilet paper? Or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor. For you.
Great.
Inspect the toilet paper. It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want. It's kitchen tissue. They look exactly the same. Want it to be kitchen tissue, it can be kitchen tissue.
It's not, though. It's toilet paper.
Let's take it off! Still wet. The toilet paper. I mean, kitchen tissue. Sorry. Peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off your finger and voila. The ledger now looks marginally better. Sorry, Julie. Inspect the clip. An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip. Run your finger across the aluminium. The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before.
Looks like an official mark, made to be low visibility outside the right circumstances.
Lieutenant, is this one of the hologram watermarks you mentioned?
What? Yes, halogen watermark used for adding information to RCM property.
Kind of information.
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
How can I read it?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do.
For example?
All RCM vehicles have had lights designed to reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
It says you're a Decepticon. Yeah, but only if you hold your thumb over it for long enough.
Okay.
Turns to his neatly kept notes. Where's the white papers? They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered with faint red lines forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files, commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible. What is in there? What are they about? Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter? These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. There are at least 20, maybe 30 cases. Undertaken, not completed, mind you. What do you mean? Is that all? That's it? Notebook is annual. It says 51 on what remains of its cover, a molten scrap of cardboard. Everything prior to this must have belonged to a previous volume. In short, there was more.
Judging by the creases on your forehead and the lines on your cheeks, too much more, going back years, decades even.
There's mention of a naming convention here? Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written in the margins, yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name. Oh my, and they're written in capital letters too. Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural, another The Square Bullet Hole Murders, another yet The Unsolvable Case. More? Others appear more light-hearted. The Guys on a Couch in an Unexpected Location, and The Murder at the Hookah Parlor. Even the rare article-free Collapsing Tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. You like this grimy murdering, don't you? SpongeBob. Kim, my cases appear to employ some kind of naming convention.
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene?
No, a non-numeric one with titles.
Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does.
Why's that?
It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
I seem to have named a case the Square Bullet Hole Murders.
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself. I pray his loved ones never find out.
What happened to him?
Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
I have to open an official case. Is there room? There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of paid passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish. Commit to paper.
The ledger only comes with an old worn-down lead pencil. It will do, barely, but...
Kim, do you have a pen? The lieutenant looks at his blue notebook. 2 fat, shiny pens hang from his binder like large caliber bullets on an ammo belt. He's not really saying anything, just standing there looking at them. Can I have one?
Know that I give this to you with resentment.
This beauty, commit to paper. The tasks you've completed flow out of the blue oblong pen in a brash freehand uncannily similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily, it's almost robotically simple, a language developed from mental rigor and simplicity. Inspect victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. Cross out the ones you already finished. Satisfying slash across the paper, and you're done, it seems to say. And you. You're
You're a swashbuckler with that pen, Harry, and it feels good. Feels like completion.
Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia, and all that remains is to name the case. Lieutenant, have you by chance named our case?
No, actually. Any ideas?
The Hanged Man. The Furies are at home in the mirror.
Furies? Yes, well, I don't know. I have to be honest, I'm not experiencing the internal strife that it refers to. And also, could you make it less poetic somehow? Just a normal case name, you know? Think, what would that be? A good normal name.
Shit on a stick.
Ah, yes. I have to tell you, officer, I don't appreciate ironic titles. Other officers will have to use this as reference. If it's idiot or cockfinger, they're not going to get it. They're going to think an idiot and a cockfinger were on this case. So, do you have something less funny?
I guess the setting sun.
Okay, okay. It's a good name, but it has one problem. This case has nothing to do with the setting sun. At all. It has nothing
But
to do with that, so...
but
The halo around his head is because poor Kim here has the patience of a saint.
exactly.
Something more concrete, perhaps? Do you have something concrete, mundane, usual?
The Hanged Man?
Concrete,
Great. That's
mundane,
great.
usual
That's
murder.
actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
I'm done inspecting these. Where's the yellow papers? In the back, you see thin, translucent copier paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes like marching armies. These look like official forms waiting to be filled out. What types of forms are there? 3. The topmost are misconduct fines, the middle ones are station calls, and the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of. Misconduct fine. Monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1000 real, but that requires special paperwork. Details of issuing these fines are spread out across the rest of the fields. These are quite sinister in tone. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing.
Cool. All in a print so small it could be considered downright cute.
Field autopsy. A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in colour. You see the parameters of a deceased human form waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs, colour of the irises, predation marks, condition of sexual organs. Enough of these. All that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to dead guys. Yeah. Yeah, like, we moved our avatars and it started petting our disaster cop. So, when Kim showed up, we decided, why not?
Let's roll with it.
Smell the ledger.
Smelger.
The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. Now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, stuff of death itself, then sprinkled liberally with a citrus zest of toilet cleaner.
You know, like the bits they put into public piss bowls, probably called Fermi Discrete or Axle or something. At some point in its journey, the ledger has seen the inside of a public toilet.
Which toilet would that be?
Remember when I said the smell of the upstairs bathroom was so rank they should have sent a poet to describe it?
Is sprinkled liberally with a citrus zest of toilet cleaner a line this poet might have used? Take care,
Why?
Julie.
Have a good one. Why, yes, it is. Among many other things, this cleaning tablet is used by the Whirling in Rags. Perhaps that's where the ledger was dropped in the toilet? By you?
Look at the clipboard. It's made of dark blue plastic hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4-sized board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back you see the embossed letters RCM.
Now, what's worse in this current situation? The fact that you have for like the last hour just been staring fixated at this clipboard that you dug out of the trash, or the fact that for the last hour Kim has been unswervingly standing there looking at you with hands behind his back, and Kuno has been unswervingly just throwing rocks at that guy.
No. Oh. Something rattles inside ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment?
And something small inside, light, made of paper or cardboard or dried flowers, perhaps.
Peek inside. Plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it's not see-through. You cannot see to its center. How would I open it? Your hands? U4-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board. Let's come back to that.
top of our list is sing karaoke.
I mean, absolutely.
It's,
Why not? Okay, it is getting kind of late, and I think, you know, though we've kind of mostly dicked around, we've got this investigation off to a start.
Mhm.
And I'd
We
like
have
to come back
found
to
that
this.
there is a murder to be investigated, and that is the start of things.
Ooh. Yeah, I hopefully we can get this into our weekend slot once we wrap up Chrono Trigger, because you know.
Yeah, I think that is our plan, and hopefully next time the Twitch integration will be working.
Yeah, I I really am sad that that didn't work. I don't know why it wasn't working. So I don't know. Maybe there's
Maybe
a lot of
just having a
people.
bad night.
Yeah, maybe there's a lot of people buying Disco Elysium and just being like, uh, I want to play it on Twitch for all my pals, and I don't know. Maybe it caused some problems. Who knows? Um, but in any case, thank you all for coming along. We are going to be back next week on Monday at 9:30 p.m. Pacific. I don't know what we're playing just yet. We will figure that out. It's probably
I
going to be Knights and Bikes, I think.
I think it might be the next episode of Knights and Bikes.
Yeah. Let's see who's still going this hour of the night.
Who
Oh my
yet
goodness.
adores?
Okay, well, Team Retrofox is still streaming. They are actually
Oh yeah.
doing a Link to the Past randomizer race to raise money for the Cerebral Palsy Foundation. They have actually smashed their goal, but hey, if you want to
Ooh.
donate some money, if we can get them to $1,300, Iggy will drink a jar of pickle juice live on stream. I feel like I don't need to explain that any further. So we're going to raid our buds over there. If you want to hang out for that, that would be rad. Otherwise, y'all have a good night. And we will see you on Monday. Mwah.
Moi.
Oh god, the raid countdown isn't done yet. There it is.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
bye.
Ray,
Mwah.
bye. Kiss moi.